remember in midnight I've been struggling with this. Turn over to Luke 14, starting verse 16. Before that, I was thinking about that song, how I've been blessed. I thought about how much the Lord's done for me in my life. I thought about 6 years ago, Sissy, where you at? Where's she at? Come here. I thought about 6 years ago, Natalie, Jason was talking about this the other night. Natalie was pregnant with her, and she was getting ready to get birth. And so they kept telling her that she had problems with her heart. They run us to death. We went 2 or 3 times to the doctors, and they just kept telling us that she had a hole in her heart, and she was going to die when she come out, more than likely, because her heart had a hole in it. And we was up there, and Natalie was giving birth to her, and she was giving birth, and they hooked this little monitor to her head, and she gave birth to her, and while she was doing it, it flatlined. They wouldn't know it flatlined. It was it. The heartbeat was gone. They didn't get it, Jason. They said it's gone off the monitor. She gave birth. She started crying. How did she start crying? If it's the end of it, if she's dead, how did she start crying? And then they said, well, you'll have to keep coming back. You'll have to check on this. We'll have to see where she is, because she ain't going to be able to leave here. We're going to have to put her in that NICU, and we're going to have to really watch her. 3 days we sit at the house. We was down there at Foster's Creek, Jason. Why? Because the Lord showed up. Oh, how I've been blessed. Praise His holy name tonight.
Amen, brother.
Then the doctors told us ain't no way we was going to leave. Things wrong. My Jesus said, I've got her. Don't worry no more. Amen. Praise His holy name. Verse 16, it says, Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper and bade many, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, Come, for all things are now ready. And they all with one consent began to make excuses. The first said unto him, I have bought a place of ground, and I must needs to go and see it. I pray thee have me excused. Another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen. I go to prove them and pray they have me excused. And then another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. Bless that last one. But as I got to thinking about this, everybody here that's been coming to this revival, or over time, they've asked somebody, will you come with me? Will you come to church with me? Lost loved ones, and there's always an excuse. They've always got something better to do, but it ain't them. It's what they're attached to. If you think about that one with the yoke of oxen, he had to go screw him. The one with the wife, he had to stay with her. They're attached to these things. This world is attached to something that's not Jesus. They're attached to stuff that's going to lead them straight to hell's where they're going to go. They're attached to stuff that ain't going to count at the end. But because of Jesus, we can have that promise. Amen. Praise His holy name. They're attached to things that don't matter. If you think of this, why would you go buy a piece of property, Eddie? Why would you buy it before you ever looked at it? You ain't going to. Why would you go prove your oxen? You already know what they do if you're a farmer. You know what you can do with them. Yeah. Praise His holy name. Go down here to the 21st verse. It says, that servant come and showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, Go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring hither the poor, the maimed, the halt, and the blind. And I got thinking about these people. The blind can't see. And I got thinking about the poor, about that little old woman with the issue of blood that was sitting there for 12 years. She wasted all of her money. She owned doctors. She didn't have no hope. It was the end of it. Every bit of her money, 12 years, it was gone. Then you think about the blind. Think about the one down at the Pool Siloam. As he was sitting there, he's blind. He couldn't see. There wasn't no hope. He didn't have nothing. And then, if you think he went down there, he didn't have His holy name. Whenever Jesus come to each and every one of them, now listen, and said, come, sit at the table. Never wonder where the next meal, never wonder where the next meal's going to come from, Dylan. When they come down there, whenever Jesus come to them, and he started talking to them, and he started healing them, they're healed. Praise His holy name. They never had to wonder where their next dollar was coming from. They never had to wonder who was going to carry them to the pool of Bethesda. They didn't have to worry no more. Why? Because a man named Jesus, He prepared a table for them to come to. He prepared a place for them. That way they could come. Praise His holy name. You don't have to flip. I'm flipping real quick. But Psalm 23 and 5 said, Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of thy enemies. Amen. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Amen. Praise His holy name. Amen. Pray for me. And the servant said, Go out quickly in the streets and lanes. So that the servant came and showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servants, Go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor, and the maimed, and the halt, and the blind. And the servant said, Lord, it is done, as thou hast commanded, yet there is room. There's still room. There's still, sister, there's still a lot of work to do. We need to go out into the highways and hedges. We need to compel. We need to go to where they're at. They ain't going to come to church. We got to go where they're at. We got to go to the job sites. We got to show them what Jesus has done for us. Whenever that man from the Paul Salome, when he come walking back through there, they said, Ain't you the blind one? He said, I was, but now I see. They see the change in that man. They see the difference in him. They need to see a difference in us. Whenever we say we eat at the table, they need to see that we are hungry for the Word. They need to see what God's done for us in our life. Praise His holy name. There's too much of that Sunday morning religion. We need to show them what we do through God. We need to go and witness to them. We need to talk to them. We need to bring them to that table where they won't ever starve to death. They'll keep getting full. They can come and eat. He'll take care of you if you just come. That's right. We got to compel them. They're not going to come on their own. I was 28 years old before I got saved. Why? Because I didn't want to come. But there was somebody that prayed for me. There was somebody that talked to me. There was somebody in my life that was a witness. There's somebody in my life that I can look around and they was the real deal. Amen. They lived like they said. When I seen them at the job on Monday, there's the same things they told me happened Sunday morning. Praise Your holy name. That's what we got to do. We got to compel them to come. They ain't going to come if they see the same thing they're doing. We got to live a different lifestyle. We got to act a little bit different. We got to do different things than what they're doing. Why would they want to give up the world if they're staying in it? There's got to be a change made. Praise His holy name. Compel them to come.
Thank you for the change, Lord. Amen.
Don't get content